Yo, what is up, Nerdy Squad? It's your boy Otis back with another video, and as you can see, we got some bad news to talk about. But if you're new to my new YouTube channel, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time your boy does a video. Your boy is grinding towards 4,000 watch time hours and going into 2024. I believe right now I'm sitting at 1,092, so help your boy by watching this video to the very end to help me reach that goal. So let's get into the topic of today, the big news your boy saw when he finally got a little break at work, which was Jonathan Majors' verdict came in. The man, uh, you know, guilty of 2 charges, and he was fired by Marvel. As you can see from the Rolling Stone here, it says Marvel just fired Jonathan Majors. What now? So let's get into this article so we can shed some light on this whole situation. As you can see there, Jonathan freaking Majors, Kang the freaking Conqueror, no more. While Kang is the most prominent time-traveling villain in Marvel Comics, it's notable that he never seems interested in using time travel to change the past, preferring instead to visit different areas so he can conquer them and build up his vast army along the way. If you gave the executives at Marvel Studios a time machine, though I'm sorry, machine, though chances are the first thing they do would be to go back and undo their decision to hire Jonathan Majors to play Kang in various MCU movies and TV shows as the big bad to succeed Thanos. On Monday, Majors was convicted on multiple charges in his domestic abuse case. This also brought an end to his tenure within the MCU, which thus far has only meant appearances in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and both seasons of Loki. The studio officially fired Majors unsurprisingly. Between the conviction and reports of other incidents, it's not tenable to build the next phase of a mega billions franchise around an actor whose criminal history will dominate the press cycle for each film. Very true. So what does Marvel do? After all, the next Avengers film is supposed to be called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and the character was supposed to reoccur throughout the next few years of the MCU. There seems to be three options available to Kevin Feige and friends. Number one, recast the role. That's what I think they should do. The MCU has replaced prominent actors before. Edward Norton's Hulk became Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, and Don Cheadle stepped in for Terrence Howard from Iron Man 2 onward. And the very nature of Kang, a time traveler with variant versions throughout the multiverse, makes it even easier than that. The Kang from Quantumania was not supposed to be the exact same person as He Who Remains from Loki. And as we've seen on Loki, variants can come in all shapes, sizes, gender, races, and species. Heck, there's an easy replacement on hand in Loki co-star I'm sorry, I have no idea what the hell his name is. Raw. Her character Ravonna Renslayer has a long comic history with Kang, and it's not hard to explain that a variant of Ravonna is Kang or vice versa. And Mabata Raw is a talented, charismatic actor. Option number two, send in Loki. Loki season 1 ended with Loki's variant Sylvie murdering He Who Remains. Season 2 seems to be building towards Loki undoing that decision in order to save the multiverse. Instead, he figures out a way to protect the timeline without bringing back a monstrous villain to run everything. Loki himself becomes the new guardian of the multiverse, sitting on a throne at the end of time. He is meant to be a benevolent caretaker rather than a fascist ruler, but he nonetheless fills the same cosmic role that He Who Remains and or other Kangs did previously. If Marvel wanted to, and if Tom Hiddleston was willing to stay in the role for many more years, everything could pivot so that Loki assumes the same plot function Kang was meant to have in upcoming projects. It would require some finessing since the Loki finale was presented as a heroic closure for him. Perhaps there could be an evil Loki variant who pushes the good one off the throne. There are a lot of options regardless. That's very true. Forget Kang altogether. Option 3. Yes, Kang Dynasty was announced a long time ago, but it's also not meant to come out until the summer of 2026. There are worse things than having to abandon a title and shift in overall creative direction, especially since many MCU fans are assuming that someone else, Doctor Doom, most likely would usurp Loki's big bad role for the film after that, Avengers Secret Wars. In this case, that Loki finally again provides an escape hatch by letting He Who Remains stay dead, and by taking over the sacred timeline job, Loki has made Kang in any form a cosmic redundancy. In one of the episode's final two scenes, Time Variant Authority agents talk about rounding up all the Kang variants, including the one from Quantumania, like they're a minor nuisance that will be easily handled. That is true, dude. That is true. You can understand why Marvel decided to bet big on Majors. He's a charismatic, talented actor. For all the justified complaints people had about Quantumania, his performance there was universally praised. But whatever the various branches of the Sacred Timeline have to show about the MCU's future, it will be a future without Majors. And quite honestly, man, I'm disappointed that we're not going to be getting him as King the Conqueror anymore. I think he did a great job, but obviously his off the screen problems uh put a black eye that Marvel could not overlook, that Disney could not overlook, and they decided to let him go. And I know there's another article out there basically saying that Marvel slash Disney are not calling Avengers 5 the Kang Dynasty. They're just simply calling it Avengers 5, which I think a lot of people were. But it's just disappointing all the way around, man. And it sucks that he put himself in this position. You know what I mean? Like you spent years building your career, years building up this Jonathan Majors actor, all for it to come crumbling down in one night. Years of work crumbling down in one night. And I hope he's able to get himself together, man. I was watching another YouTuber's video, and he was saying how like he think that Jonathan Majors may have to take some time off, step back maybe for like 3 or 4 years and then try and come back. I really hope it's not that long. I do want to say this. I hope that he does not serve any jail time. I hope that he just gets probation. I hope he just gets a slap on the wrist because I really believe that things could have turned out differently. I really wish things would have turned out differently. It's just disappointing. Like I said, I've seen it all over Twitter, or X. People have been throwing their comments, and there's been some people who have been for Jonathan Major, standing up for him, and there's been some people who've been against him, who've been throwing him under the bus. Now that all this stuff has come to light, I honestly admit them text messages that I read, like everybody else, looked really, really, really bad, and they still do. But I really hope he can get his head together, man. I hope he can get some good representation again and get his career back on track and get his life together. But he's gonna have to tighten up his circle. And look, I get it. Not everybody in his circle can keep an eye on him, and not everybody can be his babysitter because they have their own lives to live. But if this dude didn't want to be with old girl, he should have just broke up with her instead of having her find, these text messages in his phone and everything go crumbling down from there. Because now that all this stuff is out in the light, it is never going away. This is something he's gonna have to honestly live with for the rest of his life. And I hope that he is able to redeem himself because I'm pretty sure there's been other actors and actresses out there who have done worse, who have been able to redeem themselves. So to you, Jonathan Majors, man, I'm still a fan of your work. I'm trying to think of one movie that you did. It was a cowboy movie. Um, I can't think. I have to think about it. I think it's The Harder They Fall. That was a movie that you did that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed you playing King the Conqueror in Ant-Man Quantumania. I enjoyed you playing He Who Remains. I enjoyed you playing Victor Timely. I think that was a really cool character. Even though it was a little jittery, I still liked him. But man, I really hope that you're able to get it together, man. To Marvel, I think y'all should definitely recast. I don't think y'all should go the Victor Dom Doom, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, route just right now, because at the end of the day, it just feels like you're trying to take a shortcut to try and get people back in your good graces. I think y'all should recast, find somebody else. It's the easy thing to do. Y'all got different variants out there running around. Just have a different actor play this King the Conqueror. You know what I mean? Just have somebody kind of slip through the cracks of the TVA, and they rise up to be the next big bad. But you gotta start cutting off the fat. The TV shows that nobody watches, nobody cares. You gotta get rid of them. focus on charting the course to the next big Avengers Endgame, Secret Wars, next King Dynasty, and really getting fans back over to the Marvel side of things. So that's my advice to you, Bob Iger and Kevin Feige. If this video makes it to your desk, keep Kane the Conqueror in the picture, even if you got her, even though you are replacing um, Jonathan Majors. Keep Kane the Conqueror in the picture and bring somebody else in. That is my 2 cents. But the big picture, Jonathan Majors no longer a part of the Marvel family. He has been fired. He may be looking at jail time. I really pray, fingers crossed, that he does not go to jail. And it sucks that people are really just, you know, on this dude's back, on his downfall. You know what I mean? Like they really just bashing this dude as hard as they possibly can. It's like people say, man, people love you 1 minute, as soon as something bad happens, they turn on you just as fast. So, yeah, man, I hope everything works out for you, Mr. Majors. I know a lot of people have been going around. This is just a side note talking about your relationship with Making Good. Honestly, I don't really understand why people are so obsessed with it. If it's just for show, hey, it's just for show. If it's not, you're really together, then you're really together. At the end of the day, people still got to go out there and live their lives. It doesn't really fucking matter. So, y'all post your comments down below. You let me know what you all think about this whole entire situation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will catch y'all in my next video. Thanks for watching, man. Damn, peace. Damn, Jonathan Majors.